You think Common Ground is worth a buck? Consider leaving a tip at lptv.org. Lakeland Public Television presents Common Ground, brought to you by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
Try and leave space for back and forth a lot more.
Okay.
All
right, yeah. Yeah,
okay.
That's just too much to...
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Am I ruining your shot? No.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to keep my answers short. Ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, I think when I think about it, if we start with Neither Wolf Nor Dog, it was an accident, the success of the book. And it came because I'd worked at Red Lake and done oral histories there. And so I had this sort of tradition in my mind of letting the elders speak, just get out of the way. So when I went to write Neither Wolf Nor Dog, what I did is left myself as the narrator, so the non-native reader was comfortable with me walking in, and behind my skirt, as it were, into a well-described and carefully rendered native world, and I handed them over to the native people whose voices I tried to record. I cleaned them up and eleated information in order to make them sound as best I could. Like Dan said, make me sound like I went to Haskell. He didn't want people to think he was a dumb Indian. So I blended things together and made it into a narrative that would read and use some of the tradition of oratory and the voices of the people. But ultimately, I handed the reader over to the native voices, and the native people felt ratified by that because it wasn't me interpreting, it was them speaking back. And to this day, I still get I get emails from a lot of non-native people, a lot of native people, and that to me is always the most gratifying. Is when the native people write and say, sounds like my grandfather, it sounds like the way I was taught, and I said, damn, I must have done it right. That I got, the blind pig got himself an acorn on that one.
May I ask a couple questions? Will that screw
Yeah.
A question for you, Mark. You said that there were things that you liked about The Wolf at Twilight, and there were things that you didn't like?
No. I said there's. Well, I liked all of the book.
Okay.
I mean, well, I really did. There's things I said that are moving in a positive direction as we move forward in society, but there's also things that we're losing irretrievably with the progression of society as well. And I think that's a negative thing because people have, it's about priorities. It's about our connection with old traditions. And I think some people have deprioritized a lot of those things because there is no selfish gain involved in that. And a lot of what the American dream or society teaches is about selfish gain. It's about
Materialism.
Material, yeah. So
Commercialism.
Yep. And so a lot of people are changing their priorities, and so that's what I was referring to.
Okay. Was there? And I'm not trying to. It's more out of my own curiosity. I'm not trying to get anything negative said about the book. I was just wondering if there was anything that you saw that you were like, oh, I wish this was different, or this isn't my experience, or I don't see it congruent with.
Well, there's a lot of things is for me is like, I'm still learning a lot, and I'm still gaining a lot of knowledge and understanding what wisdom really is, and I don't think I have much, but it's like I look at something like stereotyping, and for me, when I was younger, I would stereotype people pretty quick, just the way that we get stereotyped really quick. But at the same time, it's like, natives, they stereotype too. White people stereotype, black people, don't matter. Everybody is stereotyping something, so it's like, for me, a long time, well, not long ago, but I would look at somebody like, oh, okay, this person's going into Indian country to make money off the Indians. You know, it's like, and they're exploiting our culture and exploiting our way of life and just trying to make money off it, or trying to, you know, suit what their pursuit of the American dream is, or, you know. But now, when I read the book, and then I got to know Kent and started understanding what his intention was, and it's just like, you know, he's just trying to help people, and really, you know, the return from that. So more so, it's like an investment that yields no return, because you put a lot of energy into it as an author. You put a lot of time and energy into it. I mean, he could be, you know, working, you know, a minimum wage job.
I am. It's called being a writer.
Yeah, and so, you know, a lot of people don't realize that. They think they see a book with a nice cover and it's imagery. The imagery right there looks
That's
like,
right.
the imagery right there creates that perception that, okay, they're selling this and they're making money off of it. But you know, you got to think about the publishers. You got to think so on and so, and it's like, and I look at, you know, same thing with Stephen Lewis Simpson, who did a film called Resbomb, as well as Thunder Being Nation, which just got released, a documentary on Pine Ridge, and you know, from a first glance, somebody who doesn't know could look at that like, oh, he's just making money off Indian country, because people have that perception that if it's made into a movie, that it's going to make money, and that selling DVDs or movies is going to make you rich. But that's not true. You know, a lot of movies are not successful by profit standards. So it's like, I look at the energy that they put into it and the intention there, and it's like they really are not doing any of this for themselves at all, and they're doing it for the people. They're doing it to help bridge that gap in communications, and that's a necessary thing. And there's a lot of people doing that, a lot of Indians doing that, a lot of white people, black people. It's so there's people that do things positively and negatively, but you know, people like Stephen and Kent are doing things the right way, and I really respect that. And it makes me wonder, okay, what do you got next? You know, and it's not like I expect it. I just hope to see some more, because it's a step in the right direction. And I always hope to see us and everybody else just moving in the right direction as human beings, you know. So